The 1980s. What do you remember about the 1980s? Were you even alive in the 80s? When the 80s started, I was 15 years old. By the time the 80s ended, I was 25 years old. In that amount of time, that is a huge period of time for the mind to absorb all these things that are happening. And the 80s was just full of crime. It was crime bosses and serial killers, and all that stuff was on television. I've been asked by numerous people on numerous occasions, what got you interested in Charles Manson? Why Charles Manson? Why him? Why that guy? Well, it was the 1980s. That's what got me interested in Charles Manson. The 1980s. Here, let me explain in this piece that I made right here. The 1980s. 1980s, a curious phenomenon emerged. Figures like Manson, once reviled as symbols of depravity, found themselves thrust back into the limelight. It was as if Hollywood had struck a deal with the devil, resurrecting Manson as the poster boy for crime, his face plastered across television screens nationwide. President at the time, Ronald Reagan, flanked by advisors eager to make crime a central focus of his administration, watched as Manson's likeness danced across the small screen. But what began as an attempt to showcase the horrors of criminality soon took on a life of its own.
I never was angry with society. Is everything that you think about me distorted? You see what I'm saying? But see, you have a whole world opinion, and this world opinion is made with garbage. It's trash. No. That's what they're selling you. I had some friends that did some things. Oh, I was the mind that was. I was the mastermind, huh? How can you convict someone for that? I'm 20 years in handcuffs because you think that I told somebody to do something. We write back forth. What's to write? We all know the same things you know. Now to come to see me, then look in the mirror. I feel responsibility for everything that happens. I've got to be the bad guy and the dangerous guy. It's really silly. I'm a little old man. I'm not really dangerous at all. The only thing that's dangerous about me is that I speak the truth, and I know a whole lot. I know a whole lot.
In the tumultuous landscape of the 1980s, where crime and entertainment collided in a whirlwind of intrigue, Charles Manson stood as a testament to the power of the human psyche. He was the villain we love to hate, the outlaw we couldn't help but admire. A paradoxical figure who defied easy categorization and left an indelible mark on the annals of history.
Religion is God's biggest problem, and until you all accept one God, one government, one money, one order, there will be no order. Note this for the record. In all that was said about me, that was not me saying that. If it's a fault or a false prophet that you have seen in that, then that's only a reflection of your own judgments. For in truth, words can be made to say anything. It's the emotions that speak for the Manson family. Just as a circle embraces all that is within it, so does the Godhead embrace all. One has the power, and no one else has the power to divide this circle or to surpass it or to limit it. To do so will be at your own destruction. We each have our own worlds and judgments. I have no judgments outside what you all have set on me for yourselves to judge yourselves by. I'm content wherever I am. I live in my own peace of mind. Whatever I do or say, whatever you do or say does not touch my inner circle. I have peace in my mind. Now, for the benefit of everybody that don't know, the United States of America started the Second World War.
Mr. Manson, Thank you very much. We're going to recess the hearing. It's approximately 10:20.
You can have the rest of it and put me back in my cell. This is all I really want.
You don't want to come back with a deliberation? Okay. It's approximately 10:29.
I don't think there's a decision among you, is there?
It's approximately 10:29 a.m. We're going to recess.
The world had all but forgotten about Charles Manson after the infamous trials of Helter Skelter, until he made his dramatic return to the public eye in the 1980s. But it wasn't in a courtroom, or it wasn't behind bars. It was on live television during his parole hearings. At first, Manson stumbled through his words, a relic of his notorious past. Yet as the cameras continued to roll and the nation continued to watch, something changed. By his next television appearance to promote his new book, Manson had transformed. He wasn't just speaking, he was captivating. Millions tuned in, hanging on his every word as he wielded the power of persuasion like a seasoned performer. Now, with the help of daytime television in the 1980s, Manson wasn't just a criminal anymore. He was a sensation. He commanded attention, his charisma shining through the screen as he fulfilled what Bugliosi had once suggested, Manson becoming what he always desired.
The line in the world between the law and the outlaw. First, the law came. There was no law to be out from before the law was born. The law came before the outlaw. There is a guideline to crime that you've got to be honest to be a good crook. Your word can't be bad. If you're dealing or wheeling or whatever you're doing, if your word's no good, then you're no good. You've got to keep your word. There's a certain amount of honesty that exists in the world of crime. I'm not responsible for anyone's actions but my own actions. I have empathy for your children. I have understanding for your children and compassion for your children. And I love those kids with my heart and my soul. And I've seen the struggle that they were struggling through, being thrown out of their houses, no place to go. Daddy's a rocket scientist. Mama's always drunk. So did I put the kids in the garbage can? Your society put your kids in the garbage can. I picked them out of the garbage can and said, all you got to do, tell the truth.
I told you 20 years ago. I told the judge, can't you see what you're doing here? He didn't care. Nobody cared. Only a handful of children cared. They cared enough to give their all. Now they've all changed and they've got bitter and they're angry. And they're spiteful and they're deceitful and they're hateful. They slip back into your society. When they was at the ranch, everything was free. Everything was truthful. There was no lies. There was no confusion. The truth is, simply, the planet Earth is dying.
Things I did without breaking the law. Because your law is 1776. You got jet airplanes going 6,000 miles an hour, and you're reading books that was written on the back of horses. And you say you got constitutional rights, and you feed yourself all this hodgepodge stuff that's unreal, and then you come and want to play the same old business game as usual. Life is more than money and business, man. You know, it's like the world is dying, and you're saying, let me show you my new dance. Why don't you tell the public what's really going on? Why don't you tell them the truth? You live in the helter-skelter that the district attorney won. He won that reality for the people versus Manson. And he was your champion. And you have to live with that because your children are coming up to it. And they'll come through it, just like we got through it in the 40s and the 50s when I was a beatnik. I wasn't a hippie. When I got ate up as a beatnik, I came back and looked at what they was doing with my image then. Now it's a hippie. Oh, now I'm a hippie now, huh? I was doing this a long, long time before the hippies ever was born. You see what I'm saying? I come out and see the circle that the hippies are running in. That's the circle I left behind me when me and him was out in the streets in the, what was it, the 50s and 40s? You see, I got no thought in the 60s. I'm not a child of the 60s. I'm not a Beatles fan. Everyone will hold your hand. I was doing the hard time in the penitentiary when they come out.
Now it's 1988, where Charles Manson, a figure shrouded in infamy, seemingly operates his own media empire. With a calculated precision, he orchestrated a series of interviews, each one seemingly a puzzle piece in his grand design. Enter the stage of Geraldo Rivera, a match made in television heaven. The meeting of minds between Manson and Rivera was destined to be more than just a moment in television history. It was a goldmine of ratings and intrigue. As the cameras rolled, the nation tuned in. Viewers were spellbound by the spectacle unfolding before their eyes. Here was Manson, once distant figure of horror, now thrust into the spotlight, his every word a tantalizing clue to his complex physique. For Geraldo Rivera, it was more than just another interview. It was a culmination of journalistic pursuit, a journey into the heart of darkness. And for the audience, it was must-watch television, a chance to unravel the mystery of Manson and glimpse into the shadowy recesses of the 1960s.
Why did those girls murder for you? Why did Texas...
They didn't murder for me.
You told them...
No. Come back, G.A. Come back. That's not reality.
What is?
No, reality is they did what they did. They're responsible for their own actions. I'm responsible for my actions.
Did you tell those women to kill somebody?
No.
Don't just somebody
Man, hey, let me tell you something about a
Tell me
woman.
something.
The women I don't got to tell them what to do. If I got to tell them what to do, I'll send them up on the highway and get them away from me. I don't deal with women I got to tell them what to do. They know what to do. If they don't know what to do, they better stay away from me.
And in your case, they knew to kill.
They knew to take care of me.
They knew to kill.
They knew to look out for number one.
They knew to kill for you.
No.
And you left a bloody trail around.
No. You
Who else knows what else you did?
Whoa! I said you haven't seen the bloody trail yet. You haven't seen the bloody trail yet.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's been worse than that. You think, them 9 was just the first little marbles in the bucket. There's a whole row of people out there that's been getting killed.
Why are 20,000 Americans being killed every year, Tony?
Because the district attorneys are selling your blood, man.
I don't understand that.
The way you go to court, they need a conviction. They need criminals, man. They need people to lock up in cages. If they didn't have people to lock up in cages, man, they wouldn't be able to sell more fear to the public. And they sell more fear to the public, and all the old women, they love to buy that fear. They just lay back and watch that fear and read them detective magazines.
What makes the knifer knife, the shooter shoot?
Society, the reflections of a child.
But what about the responsibility of the person who's doing it?
What person is doing it?
Susan Atkins?
Susan Atkins is only doing what the society raised her up to do.
Wasn't she only doing what you raised her?
No, come on. You set a baby in the cradle, you go, he's just no more, he's no more younger or older than I am. He's just a baby in the cradle. You tell him, baby, won't you light my fire? Baby, won't you light my fire? And then the kid grows up, and what's he start doing? He starts lighting fires. You say, no good kid, firebug, and throw him in reform school. You can't put the issue off on Charlie and say it's all Charlie. Yeah, you're a dreamer. Yeah, you're a dreamer. I got dealt the hand, hippie cult leader. What the hell is a hippie cult leader? Wait, you want to be a hippie cult leader? Hippie cult leader, all right. Here's your family card. Oh, I'm the family, I got family card, hippie cult leader. Mass murderer. Oh, mass murderer. 9 dead bodies. Now I got this hand. Now how would you play it? How would you play it? How would you play this hand here?
You scare people, Charlie.
People are scared and they use me as an excuse. They're afraid of what they don't understand, what they don't know.
They're afraid of Susan Atkins' bloody hands.
Susan Atkins is working on her problems, man. She's got her world to deal with. Each one of those people that you call my family, they were geniuses. They all had college educations. Every one of them was very smart young people. They were a generation of the 60s. I wasn't a generation of the 60s. I'm a Bing Crosby fan, not a Beatle fan. You guys make me into be something I wasn't. I never had a beard or long hair in my life. I was a beatnik, not a hippie, you know. It's like, I'm street. I'm all the way street. I live in jail, like a lot of kids. They get busted when they're 8 and 10 years old because they don't have no parents. Your jails are full of it or not, I don't care. I got the thought. I'm reaping it in thought. In thought. It's a thought. You see what I'm saying? In other words, the whole world is in a thought. And I am in the thought of peace on earth.
I want to know how you feel about the fact that you were the stuff of a nation's nightmare. For years, you were the personification of everything evil, everything rotten in this country.
Yeah, you dumped it all off on me. I was your goat. Now,
What?
we'll say that I am all these things that you think I am.
Right.
Wouldn't that be more fearful than letting me try to be a nice guy? Would you want to make me into those things? Would you want me to be, do you need someone like that in your world? That's your judgment now. The judgment you're making on this mirror, man, you got to carry. You want to make me a terrible, violent, no good, so-and-so, and roo-roo-rah? When actually, in reality, I'm a deadhead, man. I've been dead since 1951.
How'd you die?
I died in the penitentiary in solitary confinement. Don't you understand I've been in jail since I was 9 years old? I've sat in that cell 18 years. If you sat in that cell 2 weeks, you'd be banging your head on the wall. Yeah. You know, so you come and live with yourself in a little old square box for 18 years with everybody getting down on you. And they haven't touched me, man, because I know what I did. I don't break laws. I make laws. I'm the law maker. I'm the one that laid the track down. I make the laws from here. This is me. Nixon was only playing over. That's me.
Now it's 1989 and Manson is back with a vengeance. He's gracing the screens of entertainment television shows now. While billed as informative news, it's Manson who steals the spotlight, captivating an audience with his twisted charisma, outshining even the hosts themselves.
Children was giving their lives for what they believed in. It was an episode with lots of different reasons. Susie had one reason. Leslie had another. You know what Leslie told the court? He said, what did you think when you were stabbing that woman? She said, well, at least you won't be sending your sons to Vietnam. Terry Melcher came to me. I didn't come to Terry Melcher. He come to me with money in his hand. He offered me. I didn't ask him. I wasn't knocking someone's door down. I was running from that. When I got out, I was in that. I was already through that. I had that. I had the studio. I went to the studio. I went to Vox Studios. I had it all. And I looked at it and I said, this is a bigger jail than I just got out of. I don't want to take my time going to work. I got a motorcycle and a sleeping bag and 10 or 15 girls. What the hell I want to go off and go to work for? Work for what? Money? I got all the money in the world. I'm the king, man. I run the underworld, guy. I decide who does what and where they do it at. When am I going to run around and act like I'm some teeny bopper somewhere for somebody else's money? I make the money, man. I roll the nickels. The game is mine. I deal the cards. Tell everybody how you are. How do you your heart? Yeah, that's what I sing. I sing, just however I feel.
Intention of yours to scare the Hollywood community?
Hollywood's been afraid since it began. Hollywood knows Hollywood. Anybody that knows the garbage cans in the alley understands Hollywood.
Later, and they still have no idea what you're about. Tell me in a sentence who you are.
Nobody. I'm nobody. I'm a tramp, a bum, a hobo. I'm a boxcar and a jug of wine. And a straight razor if you get too close to me.
Well, now the 1980s are coming to an end, and people like Gacy and Gotti and Bundy and Ramirez and Manson, they were all now celebrities to us. I mean, everybody knew their name. Crime was now entertainment, and we were now the customers of the future for shows like Law and Order, Chicago Police, all those things. They made them for us. Mainly because of Manson. So thanks, Manson. And if you like the Geraldo and you really want to watch the whole thing in depth, from the beginning to the end with no cuts, I got it. It's from the security camera at the prison, basically. Not the security camera, they had a VCR set up and they were filming it for security reasons in case somebody said something happened, somebody got stolen or whatever. They would be able to go back and look at the tape. Well, I have that tape, uncut, and it's public domain. And you can check it out right here. And until next time, thanks for watching. And peace.